Now, this is the first time that I have what you call like more of a bird's eye view. I put a camera up there right next to the doll and it's angled down. So, yeah, I have, I guess you could say, another semicircle going on. And while I took my break, I'm just going to say that this is going to definitely be my last video for today. The thing is that doing this shit, after a while, it just feels quite draining, and this thing is literally choking me. Like, I didn't have to wear this particular, turtleneck shirt with the choker on top of it, but I just grabbed whatever from my pile. And I told you, now this is kind of hard to see because the lighting, you know, but I mean, I told you, this is my favorite color. I mean, if the light is on, then you could probably see a little bit better. But anyway, on the break, I started reading a little bit of the guidebook, and I wanted to show you all three again of the tea leaf reading books that I've got. The first one I got was this one, Reading Tea Leaves by April Wall. So this is the first book that I got. And then the second one is this one, Fortune Telling with Tea Leaves, A Beginner's Guide. And this one is by Sophia Buckland. Now I am acquiring all these books because I consider them really more like references as I'm learning. Obviously I'm a fucking beginner and this is what I consider a new hobby. And then today I got this one. Now this one is different because it comes with a deck of cards, which I think is the thing is that I was a little hesitant to buy this particular set because this one is $30. And let's see, the other two are, so this one, I got this one first because it was $18. And then this one, where's the fucking price tag? Well, I think I took the price tag off. Well, it was obviously, a reasonable price. I mean, this is a very specific topic, so. Now, I should have Googled it before I turned the camera on, but the art of this is, because it's Tasseo-graphy. Tasseography, I think. It's basically writings in tea leaves in your teacup. So, this one, I'm basically I already shuffled it a few times. I told you I have small hands, so what I have to do is just divide the deck and then shuffle it that way. Because, I can barely grip the whole thing. I'm just going to shuffle it again because, in case if anybody's, going to say that I'm a fucking liar. I don't know. Oops. I'm just going to pull, I guess, 3 cards for Sagittarius. I mean, 3 is a good number, so I feel like 3 is also a good number. Like, if I was to record videos, I should really just only have 3 cameras going, because 5 is a lot, Some cards are easy to shuffle, other cards are not so easy. You see, if I have too many cards in my hands, then it's hard for me to grip the whole thing, so that's why I have to, lighten my load and make it more manageable. So I'm going to pull 3 cards: spirits, guides, God, angels. Do you have any messages for me and my fellow Sag family? My Saggy family. That's all I give a fuck about. Eventually, like I said, if I feel more adventurous, then I'm gonna probably branch off and try to do like fire signs. So Aries, Leo. Let me just give it a few more shuffles. Alright, so I'm just going to pull from the top of the deck. This is our first card, second card, third card. Alright, now I'm going to try and look. So I have to make sure that for 2 of the cameras that I don't go over time. I told you if it goes like past 8-9 minutes, it gets hard for me to upload on like 2 of these fucking devices. So the first one is Fox, and it says clarity on the card. I'm just going to tell you all 3 of them. The second one is window and inspiration. So the guidebook is divided into 6 sections. So obviously it's probably going to take me, 5 minutes to read all this shit, at least. And the third one is hourglass, omens. I mean, this is good for beginners, I think, like me. So that way, we can learn the symbols, first of all. Alright, so first one is Fox. I'm looking for it. Alright, so yeah, this is definitely going to take me a while to read all of it. So I'm only going to read one, and then I'm going to stop the video for the Genius and Diva. Fox, a sly trickster is in your midst. The appearance of a fox typically means being fooled, conned, or deceived in some way. If the fox is alongside initials, hearts, or roses, this represents a loved one lying to you because they think it is for the best or are trying to cover up misdeeds. Alternatively, a fox can be a warning that you must use quick thinking to outsmart your foes. So this is, I guess, a warning sign. So that's the first card. Now I'm going to stop the video for 2 devices. I have to see which one it is. Definitely the iPad and Genius, because those 2 just give me a hard time. Now on to the window, which is inspiration. I told you they divide up the cards into 3 different categories. So the window is inspiration. Let's see. Windows symbolize opportunities. When they present themselves, take action because they won't stay open for long. If you've recently missed an opportunity due to lack of action, rest assured a new opportunity will present itself to you. A window can also represent a mindset shift or broadening your perspective. You may feel more positive and grateful for what you already have. Okay. I mean, I told you, did I tell you? Well, I redid my resume with my job coach. But let me just look for this other one so that way I can talk more later. Omens. I think that one's the last one. No, where's the omens? Okay. Hourglass. Oh, this is a mouthful. Look, 10 minutes already. An hourglass is an omen of urgency. Everyone is born with a certain amount of time on this earth, which should not be wasted. It doesn't mean death is imminent. Instead, it's a warning that you are letting life pass you by. The hourglass encourages you to stop waiting for things to happen. Get out and make them happen. On the other hand, if you're the type of person who generally acts on things too hastily, this can be a powerful warning that you need to take your time when faced with an important decision. Knowing which meaning of the hourglass is applicable to your question or situation will require some objective self-reflection. Okay, well, I guess this is quite appropriate for me, at least. Specifically, I told you my birthday is on the cusp, the 21st December. So I told you I deal with a little bit of depression. I guess you could say it's been like long term. And yes, I told you I admitted that I do spend a lot of time in bed dealing with all my negative emotions. Because, you know, obviously when I'm on camera, I'm like laughing and joking around and stuff. That camera stopped. But in real life, you know, I wrestle with a lot of negative emotions and I'm aware of it. So now I need to write this down in my little journal. So I guess, like, here's the thing, is like everything is what? I told you. Space, energy, time, money. So I keep acquiring all these fucking books, right? When I already have so many other books. Like, how many fucking tarot cards, oracle cards, etc. do I need, right? But, so now, if I'm gonna keep track of this shit in a fucking journal, then, so like, I wrote this shit earlier. I told you the stuff that I saw in my actual tea leaves from this morning. It took me 3 tries. Because the first time I used this, so this is actually like the same brand. You see, Harney and Sons. Harney and Sons. And I wrote my notes down here, but I feel like if I'm going to do a journal for these cards, then I should probably write it in a different place. Because, you know, pulling cards is way easier than in trying to interpret actual tea leaves in a cup. Anyway, so this is my Tasiography, fucking Tasiomancy. I don't even know how to say it properly. Sorry if I fucked up. But these are the cards that I pulled for Sagittarius. Now, I should have said, like, a specific time frame. And here's the thing, because I read the 3 books, and they all say something slightly different. But for the most part, depending on the location, like, so one person was saying to use the acronym LAWS, location, location, way, and, like, so basically, depending on, like, the location of the tea leaf symbol on the cup, like, because you got, like, the rim, and then you got the bottom of the cup, and then the middle of the cup. So basically, whatever symbols you see on the bottom of the cup that usually signifies something that's going to happen further out in the future. Whereas the higher up in the cup you go, like closer to the rim and closer to the handle, then that means it's going to affect you closer to, or it's going to happen sooner than later. So this one, I'm not too crazy about this book, because when I look through all the fucking sample examples that they have, it's like I can't make out the fucking. It's not very, like, they should highlight it probably in a different color and say, it's just not. It's not the best way of explaining it, in my opinion. If I showed you the book, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is that? So I wouldn't recommend this book. I just got it because, I want to keep gathering more materials on this actual subject, because it's better to have more information and cross-reference instead of only one source, I like having information from multiple sources. And I told you I'm going to keep, checking out more readings from actual people who do this shit. And the thing is, I told you I didn't want to spend that much money on a fucking teacup. I went to so many different stores, and, like, they start at, like, $25. I don't want to spend $25 on a fucking teacup and saucer. And then the really fancy one, like, there's one that I want to get that's gold plated, and that shit is like $75. And I have way too much shit going on. I move around way too much to be spending to drop that much money on a fucking teacup at this point in my life. Whenever I'm settled, like, I keep saying this to my spirits, like, whenever I finally, like, decide to plant myself somewhere and plant roots, I want this next place to be fucking my resting place. Like, I don't want to move anymore. I'm so tired of moving. So I'm going to probably just be a nomad and travel until, like, something resonates, I want safe, affordable, warm. Anyway, you see, now I feel drained because this is draining. I'm giving you all my time and energy. Anyway, so I'm gonna probably just send this off to oh yeah, I did want to show, I don't think you can really see it. It's hard to see. Maybe if I turn on the light. But I did bring over the teacups for this purpose. So I could just show it to you before I sign off. So first I started with this tea, the green tea. I showed you this organic Moroccan mint green tea. But I didn't like it because the tea leaves are too fucking big. It's hard to see, but I put too much in there. So then I moved on to that other tea that I had, the black tea. And you can really barely see it. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to see because obviously I have... Because also I have no background to show it to you guys. But basically I was using a white piece of paper as a background. I told you, I don't want to spend that much money on a fucking teacup. Like, I checked so many places, and the thing is that I wanted a new cup, and the thing is that it's not really easy to find a teacup. A lot of places sell mugs, not teacups. Or, like, they'll sell a whole set, and I don't need a whole fucking set. I only need one. So... yeah, and like I said, I didn't want to spend over $25 on a motherfucking teacup. So, yeah. Let me just continue doing more research and familiarizing myself with this shit. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna keep doing the Sagittarius reading for, like, you know, I have to be more specific and apply a timeline or request for a timeline. So like I said, they say different things. One of them, I don't even want to get into it and read so much because then I'm going to sit here and talk for even longer. But I mean, this is my new hobby. And it's just something to keep me distracted. And, you know, obviously, I know and I'm aware that I have a tendency to complain and, you know, talk shit. I mean, my channels are called Talking Shit for a reason. So now I just have to figure out, like, I have so many books everywhere. That's another reason why I was like, okay, I'll probably do a scene, like, in my closet so I can show you guys how much clothes I still have. And I still have a pile of clothes in my fucking living room. Like, now I can actually walk. I can walk to the spot easier. Before I was, like, tripping over shit. Literally, like, anytime I need to grab something, I have to, like, move shit out of the way to get to it. You understand? So everything is just little by little. And now this light is making me super hot. But I am done for today. This is the last video for today.